you just lose a lot of perspective on the internet because there are too many people to serve, right? So you can't get one answer for everyone. Everybody knows that's not how fitness works. And that's why I want to kind of try to direct this very specifically towards young men who are really skinny and can't put on weight and want to figure out how, because I was in your shoes. I will tell you that I have put 50 pounds of muscle on, near 50 pounds, 48 pounds or so of muscle on it in about 4 years time, which I think without anabolics is about the max that a human body can do. So I hope that you hear what I have to say because of that, and that that ends up being my credentials. What's up, YouTube? I wanted to talk about the shake that I'm drinking. It is right here. I was thinking about it while I was putting it together. So this was like a really quick shake. And in terms of mass gaining, when I was younger and trying to put on more weight, I always thought that no matter what, you had to blend everything, right? Because you're putting peanut butter and oats and everything in there. That's actually not true. You can get away with throwing just your oats and your protein powder, collagen powder, creatine, and usually I use oat milk. Actually, I recently discovered at Costco. Super cost effective, very caloric, and really high in carbohydrates. Throw all those together, just shake it up. You can actually just drink oats. As gross as that seems, that there's not much of a difference between them being cut up by a blender and you just drinking them. I have like a good 400 calorie shake right here, just with basic materials. No peanut butter, no avocado. And granted, there's a place for those shakes, but I just wanted to hop on super fast and speak my thoughts, because I used to always think that you had to blend everything up and have like a crazy mass gainer shake that's like, 1,300 calories. I don't think that's true. I think you should get in the habit of just bringing a shake with as many calories as you can get in it quickly. If you're in a time pinch, this works great. While I'm on the subject though, I think that it's really worth saying that there is definitely a place for mass gainer shakes. I think that you just need to be really careful with the way that you treat shakes, protein powder, carbohydrate powder, really any drinkable protein or mass gaining supplement. Now personally, as somebody that is unable to use casein or any protein that comes from dairy, I have usually steered away from these mass gaining options because they almost always have a whey base. But with that said, I think that the underlying thought process should always be that real food wins over any kind of mass gaining or weight gaining supplement. And you're going to hear this from other people. No matter how you slice it, real food beats mass gainers, hands down. If you can figure out how to chew enough to get down the same amount of calories in chicken and rice, or even like, I don't know, spaghetti with a really hefty like meat sauce, that is going to do you so much better in terms of the overall difference in your physique than if you're just slamming protein powders and carbohydrate powders. That I think that is something that I will preach forever. Personally, at 185 pounds, 6 foot, 10 to 13% body fat depending on where I'm at in my season, I still feel like I'm really small. I worked out with guys like Eddie and my buddy Keaton, and guys that are way bigger than me naturally, that just are genetically different. And I always end up feeling like I'm small. So I know it's not true, because in comparison, I'm way bigger than I ever was. So, right, if you were 140 pounds and 6 foot, you look far smaller than you do when you're 185 and 6 foot. But there is hope, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of it has to do with just your age. If you're 16, 17 years old, it's gonna take some time for your body to even figure out what is going on, because naturally your metabolism is not designed to be huge. And that's actually gonna end up paying huge dividends for you in your future as you get older, and you'll realize that the more you work out and the older you get, that the fast metabolism and the ability to quickly train the metabolism is a huge gift. But with that said, you can trick it into kind of speeding up the process a little bit, and the key word is force feeding. It really is. You're going to hear that from other people. You have to really eat a lot. Unfortunately, it's hard to start. So my best piece of advice for you would be to count your calories. But be sure that you're not trying to give yourself too high of a baseline. I think that unreachable goals is an issue in a lot of different hobbies and a lot of different walks of life. Don't set goals that are impossible. And you're gonna hear about guys, myself included, that eat over 5,000 calories a day. And I average that now, and that's just a normal day for me. In fact, I still end up feeling hungry sometimes at that average. Don't think that you can do that, right? Because right now, if you truly count it up, if you really are honest with yourself, you're probably at like 1,500 calories, right? The standard American diet is supposed to be 2,000. That's what's on all the nutritional labels. But, you know, at the end of the day, you don't need that much food to survive. Your body is a different kind of body, and it can handle running with less nutrients than most people. Set a baseline for yourself that's achievable. Say you want to hit 2,500 calories. Take a couple weeks and get to that point, and then go up and up and up and up, and eventually, after about a year and a half, I would say, give yourself a year and a half, you should be able to put down about 4,000, 5,000 calories. But you have to be very calculated about your approach, because you're going to want to throw up. There's a lot of times when you're going to want to throw up. So, with that said, I also don't think that overfeeding is super healthy. And I think that you should try equally as hard to make sure that the food you're putting down is healthy and clean. And that's kind of what you might have heard if you watched the video with Eddie and I doing arms. When I talked to him after our workout, he said that when he was first bulking, he was eating a lot of pizza and, you know, McChickens and things, right? Any calories you can get down, and you'll hear that from other people on the internet. And there is something to be said for that. There is. Calories are calories to a certain extent, but your physique is not your physique, right? Based on what you're putting into it, it's gonna change. So you can't eat pizza and McChickens all day and expect to look okay. You won't look okay. You're gonna get doughy, you're gonna get, your shape is not gonna be good. So as you develop in the fitness world and you start to get more shape to your body, you're gonna realize that that is not, it's not the right approach. And so I would suggest you just from the beginning, start off with that in mind. Don't be afraid of eating pizza here and there, right? I'm not saying not to eat gross things here and there, but don't think that you can, by eating 4,000 calories of McDonald's and then 1,000 calories of, you know, chicken and rice or eggs and bacon in the morning, that is hitting your numbers. It's not. You need to figure out how to hit 5,000 calories eating clean, because there will come a time when your physique can't look right unless you do that. And that's what I do now. I'm actually at a point where I am putting down 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day of really clean food. Chicken, rice, green beans, asparagus, spaghetti with organic ground beef. You know, I'm consuming no whey protein supplements, no mass gaining supplements. I eat 7 to 8 eggs every morning, right? This is something that I have worked myself into the ability to do. And I would just highly recommend that you get used to chewing a lot. That's gonna be something you need to get good at.